In the 1920s through the 1960s, Americans loved their homegrown cars. With little foreign competition, buyers could choose from GM, Ford, Chrysler, and others like Nash, Hudson, Packard, and Studebaker. Domestic cars were popular, reliable, and proudly American. But things began to shift in the 1970s and worsened in the 1980s. A wave of poorly designed, problem-ridden cars began to sour public opinion. Some were so bad, they damaged reputations for decades. The Big Three's market share plummeted and never fully recovered. So what were the cars that changed everything? Let's count down the 10 worst American cars of all time. Let's begin with number 10. In response to the 1970s oil crisis and shifting consumer preferences, Chrysler introduced the R-Body platform in 1979, aiming to offer full-size cars with improved fuel efficiency. However, these vehicles, comprising the Chrysler Newport, New Yorker, Dodge St. Regis, and later the Plymouth Grand Fury, were essentially reworked versions of the older B-Body platform from 1962, rather than entirely new designs. The R-Body cars featured a 118.5-inch wheelbase and an overall length of 220.2 inches, making them sizable vehicles despite the intent to downsize. Engine options included the 225 cubic inch 3.7-liter slant 6, 318 cubic inch 5.2-liter V8, and 360 cubic inch 5.9-liter V8, all paired with Chrysler's 3-speed TorqueFlite automatic transmission. Notably, the 360 V8 in police spec models produced up to 195 horsepower and 280 pound-foot of torque, allowing for respectable performance in law enforcement applications. Despite these specifications, the R-Body cars suffered from several issues. The lean-burn electronic feedback carburetor system, designed to improve emissions and fuel economy, was prone to reliability problems. Additionally, placing the electronic control module under the hood exposed it to heat-related failures. Quality control was another concern. For instance, some vehicles experienced electrical anomalies like interior lights activating when brakes were applied. Furthermore, cost-cutting measures led to compromises in the suspension system. Chrysler's decision to use identical torsion bars on both sides of the front suspension due to tooling issues resulted in uneven handling characteristics. Let's move on to the next car, number 9, the Ford Pinto. Introduced in 1970, the Ford Pinto was designed to compete with rising Japanese and European imports. It came in sedan, hatchback, and wagon variants, powered by engines ranging from 1.6-liter Kent inline-4 to a 2.8-liter Cologne V6. Lightweight and affordable, it was meant to be the ideal American compact. But the Pinto became infamous for its dangerously placed fuel tank, which sat just behind the rear axle. In low-speed rear-end collisions, the tank could rupture and ignite. An internal cost-benefit analysis, now notoriously known as the Pinto Memo, revealed Ford calculated it would be cheaper to settle lawsuits than to fix the issue, which required an $11 reinforcement part. After intense public backlash and investigative reporting, Ford recalled 1.5 million Pintos in 1978, the largest automotive recall of its time. While the Pinto wasn't mechanically terrible and had decent reliability for its class, the fire hazard and Ford's ethical missteps severely damaged its legacy and consumer trust. Introduced as successors to the Dodge Dart and Plymouth Valiant, the Aspen and Volaré were Chrysler's attempt to modernize their compact offerings. Built on the new F-Body platform, these rear-wheel drive vehicles featured a transverse torsion bar front suspension and aimed to provide a smoother ride. Engine options included the reliable 225 cubic inch 3.7-liter slant 6 and the 318 cubic inch 5.2-liter and 360 cubic inch 5.9-liter LAV8s. Despite winning Motor Trend's Car of the Year award in 1976, the Aspen and Volaré quickly gained notoriety for numerous quality issues. Early models suffered from drivability problems, often attributed to the lean burn electronic ignition system, leading to frequent stalling and poor performance. In 1977, Chrysler issued a recall affecting 1.3 million vehicles to address these issues. Safety concerns were also prevalent. Recalls addressed problems such as seatbelts detaching during sudden stops, hoods failing to latch properly, and brake lines corroding due to battery acid exposure. Additionally, a cost-cutting decision to omit front inner fender shields led to premature rusting, with some vehicles showing significant corrosion within a year. The combination of mechanical failures, safety defects, and rust issues severely damaged the reputation of these models. Chrysler's rushed production and inadequate control not only led to substantial financial losses, but also eroded consumer trust in the brand. Next on the list is number 7, the GM X-Cars. In 1980, General Motors introduced the X-Body platform, marking a significant shift towards front-wheel drive compact vehicles. The lineup included the Chevrolet Citation, Pontiac Phoenix, Oldsmobile Omega, and Buick Skylark. These models featured a transverse-mounted engine, front-wheel drive, and McPherson strut suspension, aiming to offer improved fuel efficiency and interior space. The Chevrolet Citation in particular was notable for its initial success, selling over 800,000 units in its first year and earning the title of Motor Trend's Car of the Year in 1980. Despite their promising start, the X-Cars quickly developed a reputation for poor build quality and reliability issues. Common problems included rear brake lockups during hard stops, faulty power steering racks, and subpar interior materials that led to premature wear. These issues resulted in numerous recalls and a significant decline in consumer confidence. The platform was eventually phased out, but not before leaving a lasting impact on GM's reputation. Technically, the X-Cars were equipped with either a 2.5-liter Iron Duke inline-4 engine, producing around 90 horsepower, or an optional 2.8-liter V6 engine, delivering up to 135 horsepower in the high-output versions. Transmission options included a 3-speed automatic or 4-speed manual gearbox. Claiming the number 6 spot, the Chevrolet Vega. Introduced with high expectations, the Chevrolet Vega aimed to revolutionize the compact car segment. Its sleek design and innovative engineering, including a 2.3 aluminum block inline-4 engine, garnered early praise. However, the Vega's promise quickly unraveled due to significant engineering flaws. The Vega's engine, lacking iron cylinder liners, was susceptible to overheating. The combination of an aluminum block and cast iron head led to differential expansion rates, causing head gasket failures and cylinder wall distortion. These issues resulted in excessive oil consumption and reduced engine longevity. Rust was another major concern. Cost-cutting measures led to inadequate rust proofing, particularly in the front fenders and rocker panels. Early models lacked plastic inner fender liners, allowing moisture and debris to accumulate, accelerating corrosion. Despite Chevrolet's efforts to rectify these problems, such as introducing the Durabuilt 140 engine with improved cooling pathways and offering extended warranties, the Vega's reputation suffered irreparable damage. By the end of its production run in 1977, nearly 2 million units had been sold, but the car had become emblematic of American automotive shortcomings during the era. In 1976, Chevrolet introduced the Chevette to counter the growing popularity of fuel-efficient imports. Built on GM's Global T platform, the Chevette was a subcompact hatchback powered by either a 1.4-liter or 1.6-liter inline-4 engine, producing between 52 and 60 horsepower. It featured rear-wheel drive, a 4-speed manual transmission, and optional 3-speed automatic transmission. Despite its affordability and simplicity, the Chevette's performance was underwhelming. Acceleration from 0 to 60 miles per hour took nearly 20 seconds. The car's build quality was also lacking, with minimal features and an outdated design. While it achieved commendable fuel economy, EPA rated at 28 miles per gallon city and 40 miles per gallon highway, the Chevette struggled to compete with more advanced foreign rivals. The Chevette's sluggish performance, dated rear-wheel drive layout, and sparse amenities made it less appealing compared to innovative foreign subcompacts. Japanese models like the Honda Civic and Toyota Corolla offered front-wheel drive, superior engineering, and better overall quality. Next on the list is the 1980 Cadillac Seville Diesel, a luxury car that promised efficiency but delivered frustration. This model was equipped with an Oldsmobile-sourced 5.7-liter V8 diesel engine, producing 105 horsepower and 205 pound-foot of torque. Despite its innovative approach, the engine suffered from significant reliability issues. The diesel engine was a hastily adapted version of a gasoline engine, retaining the same head bolt design, which proved insufficient for higher compression ratios of diesel combustion. This led to frequent head gasket failures, warped cylinder heads, and coolant leaks. Additionally, GM's decision to omit a water separator in the fuel system made the engine susceptible to water contamination, causing injector pump failures and further compromising performance. Performance-wise, the Seville diesel was underwhelming. It took over 20 seconds to accelerate from 0 to 60, and its fuel economy was mediocre, averaging around 17.5 miles per gallon. The engine was also notably noisy, detracting from the luxury experience expected from a Cadillac. Now, taking the third spot on our list is the 1981 DeLorean DMC-12. Introduced in 1981, DeLorean DMC-12 captivated the public with its futuristic design, stainless steel body, and iconic gull-wing doors. Designed by Giorgetto Giugiaro, the car featured a rear-mounted 2.85-liter PRV V6 engine, producing 130 horsepower and 153 pound-foot of torque. Despite its striking appearance, the DMC-12's performance was underwhelming. It accelerated from 0 to 60 miles per hour in approximately 10.5 seconds, falling short of expectations for a sports car. Quality control issues plagued the DMC-12. Early models suffered from inconsistent panel gaps, electrical problems, and unreliable air conditioning systems. The unique gull-wing doors, while visually impressive, were heavy and prone to alignment issues, sometimes trapping occupants inside. Financial mismanagement and production delays further hindered the DeLorean Motor Company. Originally planning to produce 30,000 units annually, the company managed to build only about 9,000 cars before declaring bankruptcy in late 1982. Securing the second spot on our list is the 1982 AMC Eagle, a pioneering American vehicle that combined passenger car comfort with off-road capability. Available in various body styles including sedan, wagon, and the sporty SX4 liftback, the Eagle was equipped with either a 2.5-liter inline-4 engine producing 82 horsepower or an optional 4.2-liter inline-6 delivering 110 horsepower. Its innovative select drive system allowed drivers to switch between two-wheel and four-wheel drive, offering versatility for different driving conditions. Despite its groundbreaking design, the Eagle faced several challenges. Its added weight from the four-wheel drive system resulted in sluggish acceleration. Tests showed a 0 to 60 mile per hour time of approximately 15.6 seconds. Fuel economy was another concern, with real-world figures averaging around 18.7 miles per gallon, which was less competitive compared to lighter, more efficient imports. Additionally, the Eagle's styling was considered outdated, and its ride quality suffered due to the heavy drivetrain components. Topping our list is the 1985 Pontiac Fiero, a car that promised innovation but ultimately fell short. Introduced in 1984, the Fiero was America's first mass-produced mid-engine sports car, featuring a 2.5-liter Iron Duke inline-4 engine producing 92 horsepower. While its design was groundbreaking, the Fiero suffered from significant reliability issues. One of the most serious problems was the risk of engine fires. Low oil levels would cause connecting rods to fail, allowing oil to escape and ignite upon contact with hot engine components. This issue led to a recall of 126,000 vehicles in 1987. Additionally, the Fiero's cooling system was prone to overheating, and its performance was underwhelming, with 0 to 60 mph times around 11 seconds. Quality control issues, such as inconsistent panel gaps and electrical problems, further tarnished its reputation. These 10 vehicles weren't just flawed. They represented a turning point in how American consumers viewed their homegrown cars. Whether it was poor engineering, rushed production, or tone-deaf corporate decisions, each of these models played a role in pushing buyers toward more dependable, better-built foreign alternatives. Brands like Toyota, Honda, and Subaru weren't just gaining traction, they were filling the gaps left by Detroit's missteps. Now it's your turn. Which car on this list do you think was the most frustrating or disappointing? Was it the underwhelming Fiero, the flammable Pinto, or something else entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next episode in our series of automotive highs and lows. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.